morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another vlog. Bit of a delay again, the weather not getting me out there. And it's not great weather today. There's been some low cloud and then rain, and it's forecast for rain all morning. And I thought, well, I've got to go out, so I'll make the most of it. I can shoot in the rain, learned a few things I can do. Woodland is always a good sort of start for when it's raining, because you're protected a little bit from it, or at least your gear is, and that's the important thing. I started my walk through Padley Gorge. You know, I wasn't going to come here until the colours really changed. The autumn colours came into sort of full bloom, but I love it. I thought I'd give it a go. Trying out a few new toys. I've got the DJI Neo, which, you know, you've probably seen those spammed all over your YouTube feed. I've got a few other bits and bobs, which I'm still trialing, ready to give you a review. I'm not going to give you a review until I've really put them to the test. And yeah, and I've just, as I've come sort of walking through, I've spotted a very, what I think could be a good image. It's very striking, so that's what I'm looking at, something striking, which is a fallen silver birch. It's just away off the trail, so I'm going to head into there now and see if there's a composition. Come on. Okay, so hopefully you can see it there. What is it about this that caught my attention? Well, obviously straight away, it's there is no light as such. You know, there's no direct light. It's very grey. Obviously, rain clouds, flat, putting factor 5 right across the peak, and yet because it's not overblown, and the fact that this is this, you know, the silvery white of the bark, it looks really striking against what is still very deep green. Quite a few shades now, though. You know, there's a little bit of lightness to some of the greens, but it's not fantastic. So this has really got to do the work, and I'm hoping what I'm going to do, I'm just going to shuffle around to the side and see if there's any light, you know, sort of shadowing that's going to make it look good. But yeah, I like it. I like the way, as I'm looking at it now, there's moss on the branches that are coming out. They kind of go into this green here. Once it gets into there, it's lost. It's a mess. We don't really want to go too far in there, because the composition just becomes bleh. You know, it's here. This is the strong bit that we want. And I want to try, well, at the moment, this is what I'm seeing right now. It could change when I go around there. But at the moment, I'm just looking at it sort of going in, spreading into those trees. Anyway, so I'm going to take my shots. I've got 24 105mm on the R5. And I think that'll do it. I don't think 15 to 35 is going to be required. I think 50mm 1.4 will be overkill on the aperture. You don't really need that. So 24 105 is going to be fine. Probably about a 5 aperture. Yeah, okay, enough rattle. I'm going to get the camera sorted. Honestly, if you're sort of new to woodland photography specifically, then, and you're thinking, oh well, what can I shoot? This is what you can shoot. Stuff like this is fantastic, because there's so much. If this is the central piece, which, you know, clearly it is, then maybe I can use some of these wet leaves as framing. They're dripping with water, they're glistening. That's lovely. That adds character and texture to the shot. And it is looking good from here for me. Just need to get in a little bit more. I'm going to use these as a frame. I'm actually going to go to f8, you know, because I think I'm just losing it a little bit. And I'll have to use the tripod possibly. I may have to bracket this, unfortunately. If I do want this, I'm going to have to bracket. What a ball ache. And I think I do want it. I do. Tripod time. I do find I'm trying to use the tripod less and less, and it's laziness mostly, but thanks to having a pretty good camera, I can handle the handheld, and I can just get a few more shots a bit quicker, maybe take shots that I would and ah about with the tripod, being a lazy photographer. But once you set it up, you think, oh well, now I can sort of reduce that shutter speed so much that I can increase the ISO. Sorry, and by increase the ISO, of course, which I never change, it's always 100. I can just bring that down, which is going to soften the scene a little bit if I bring it right down, which is nice. The rain, if it's consistent and not too heavy, you can long exposure this into a kind of mist as well, of course. You knew that. I know you knew that. So I'm going to take a couple of shots. I'm going to do a few just of the tree, if you will, without the framing. I'm going to use a few with me kind of just looking into it. So I want to catch this, and that's where the bracketing is going to come on. We're going to get some shots. Oh, I noticed rain on the lens. Where's me cleaner? Got these little Camix things. Craig Yates had one of these, and I was like ultra jealous. As soon as I saw them, I thought, oh, got to get one of them. So I have. And I was going to say it was my idea, but Craig would poo-poo it. He'd grass me up in a heartbeat. That's so good. Beauty's in the eye of the beholder. You may not like it. I do. I'm going to do a few shots. Also, and let's just go a bit further on this one scene. I noticed as I got closer, the texture on the bark is amazing. This is where, you know, I wish I had a macro lens, and I don't. Feel free to donate a macro lens to me. Anyone out there who's got gear lying around, I'll take it. I'm not proud. Autumn round the corner means that there's lots of things I look forward to. Going to pack my bag slightly differently, probably more stuff. We're going to have mushrooms. So again, let me just repeat, if you want to send me a macro lens, we're going to have mushrooms to look forward to. We're going to have the coloration coming in. We're going to hopefully get some mists rising up, not just fog, not just low cloud, but mist, which I love. We're going to get water flows really picking up, although in all fairness, we've had no shortage of that in the UK this year. The rivers have been raging. It's a great time. It isn't too cold, not too warm. It's just a wonderful time to go out and do photography. And just so you know, I'm across, I normally walk the other side of Padley Gorge. This is the road less travelled for me. But I thought I'll give it a go. I'm not going to do a long vlog today. I don't intend staying out long. I've got lots of things to do at home. But I just fancied a drive. I wanted to get out. And this is a great place to come. I mentioned in the last vlog that with sunup getting later, one of the disadvantages is that you're kind of catching up with people coming out at relatively normal times. So right now sunrise is about 6:30. A lot of people bring the dogs out, do their morning run at that time. So I've already met a few people just on this little track, which is not a bad thing, especially if they've got dogs. But yeah, if you're doing a vlog, I don't think it's a problem if you're doing photography, really. You know, people don't tend to just stand around in front of your composition. But if you're doing vlogging, it can get a bit awkward. It doesn't bother me. I just keep rabbiting. But if you're doing vlogging, I think is what I'm saying, then, you know, you just got to be prepared. If you don't want to, if you're not confident enough to just keep yammering on, then just give a big smile, wait for people to pass, and then turn it on again. All of the fern as well, starting to turn, losing their green, turning to brown and gold. Going to be fantastic. And just while we're on the subject of what you can shoot, I'll also be doing other stuff than landscapes, and especially woodland. Woodland is where I feel confident in giving advice, or at least allowing you to follow me, because I think, you know, the places I go to are nice enough for you to be interested in. But I recently did a shot with a young lady skateboarding, and I really enjoyed it, although that's really more to do with the videography I'm going to be doing. But if you check out my social media, it's not on YouTube, it's just on Facebook and I think TikTok as well. Well, you can see what I did with skateboarding and what's going to come up that's sort of away from woodland and landscapes. And hopefully you'll want to see that. More on that soon anyway, not right now, not today. Today is trees. Thought I'd show you what I've been playing with today. So this is the DJI Neo, little toy. Should I give you a spoiler on what I think of it? I will. So you may know, if you followed the videos way back, I was in, not far from here actually, I was just over the road. And I used the Hover Air, and I ended up not keeping that. I just felt it was too expensive for what it did. And I did ponder whether DJI would come out with something, because that seemed like they'd really found a hole in the market. And I was absolutely right. I like being right. And this has come out, and I'll tell you what, for vlogging, for what I do, it's pretty good. I do have some pointers on where it perhaps will let you down a little bit, where it can be difficult to work with. But this is good, and I'll give you a proper review. I'll do it hopefully later this week. But yeah, DJI Neo, very good. Right, I'm gonna wrap here and say thank you very much for coming along. Hopefully more stuff to come, autumn on its way. Collaborations with my good friend Craig Yates, hopefully with a few other people as well, doing different things. Got the YouTube channel to do with videography coming up. Yeah, it's all pretty exciting, I think. So I think that'll be it for me. See you for the next one.